Scott and Greg's passion made me realize that we have a responsibility to this community to take the passion and the vision that they have here and make it a showpiece, not only for Myrtle Beach, but for the state of South Carolina. You know, I've got some guys up my office, Bob Fitz and David Bell, and when I brought them on, I told them that when they came down here to Myrtle Beach, they were in for a big surprise. When they came back on that first trip, they both said they wanted to own homes in Myrtle Beach. We later brought on a young man, Jonathan Kopp, who's from London, England. And when Jonathan came here, he came back, said, I want to own a home in Myrtle Beach. And I think that's a testament to what you guys are doing here.
We're glad to be part of that plan and plan to make the land that we're standing on now a truly great community. Our homes that we are going to feature are low country design, high quality construction in a neo-traditional neighborhood that are not car-centered, with lots of sidewalks, park space, bike and walking trails, something not really seen too much here in the Grand Strand.
And in the tradition of the great streets of the world, Faro Parkway will be lined with new homes, businesses, hotels, and shops. They will have their front door on the edge of the street. And so as folks move along that street, when they walk along the edges, when they move along the edges on their bicycles or in their automobiles, enjoying the trees, they will also be seeing these wonderful structures that present their front door to the street. So I promise you that this place is poised to become the best place to live, work, shop, and play in the entire Grand Strand.
Let me say up front, I normally don't show up for the opening of a new subdivision or development up or down the coast or back toward Greenville. I'm here really because this represents some very big thinking that I think is important to our state. It was interesting when Rob was just making introductory comments. He said, you know, my granddad lived not more than 300 miles from this very place. And I was thinking to myself, that's awfully big thinking, because when I grew up, if you didn't live across the creek or across the street, you were from way off. And when your definition of a close neighbor is 300 miles, that's some pretty big thinking. And I think that this project, in the same way, represents the same sort of thing on two different fronts. And therefore, quite simply, I'm here to applaud those larger two components of what I think this project represents.
But again, what a great project. What a great opportunity for Myrtle Beach. What a great opportunity for Erie County. And what a great opportunity for the state of South Carolina. And I commend RWO Properties and the Hobbs. Thank you very much for coming to our community. We look forward to it.
Tonight on News 13, live team coverage of economic growth across the Carolinas. New plans to redevelop the Myrtle Beach Air Force Base could bring in more jobs and more tourists. Count on us to keep you covered on that.
This is WBTW News 13 at 6.
And more action tonight at the old Myrtle Beach Air Force Base.
Today, one developer made a solid commitment to major growth to the area.
This morning, Myrtle Beach leaders and also state leaders unveiled more plans for the old Air Force Base redevelopment. News 13's Elise Olson was there, and she joins us live right now with your top story tonight. Elise?
Good evening, Bob. Many people were here today at the RWO acquisition meeting when they made an announcement that 560 acres will be built and developed here on the former Myrtle Beach Air Force Base. Philip Pecora built his deli and bakery on the old Myrtle Beach Air Force Base 10 years ago, but he says business hasn't been good.
And I thought everybody would flock to the other lots around us, and nobody came except us. Just try to hang out and just trying to survive until the developers showed up, to join forces with us.
But business may pick up soon. Thursday, officials announced plans to develop the old Air Force Base into Withers Preserve. Once it's done, the new community will include 2,000 homes and condominiums. Developers say you can also expect to see offices, hotels, and shops pop up in the area. Governor Mark Sanford says he hopes this inspires other development across South Carolina.
It really represents a model that could be replicated in a lot of other places in South Carolina, and as a consequence, make a difference in some of the infrastructure needs, which are really enormous in South Carolina.
The development will also feature lakes, walking and biking trails, and community parks.
Well, it's an exciting announcement. It should spur redevelopment not only in the Air Force Base but around here as well.
Now, officials tell me that they will plan on beginning sales later on this month, and that they also say that they plan on working with local developers.
A development company out of New York announced what it has in store for Myrtle Beach's former Air Force Base.
Local elected officials, along with Governor Mark Sanford, came out today in support of that project. WPD's Rebecca Fox was at the unveiling ceremony. Rebecca, what can we expect to see?
Well, Jim, it may look like woods and open space behind me, but the chairman of RWO Acquisition says he hopes to break ground here sometime during the summer, with the first houses being finished by this fall. Now, there should be 2,000 upscale homes when it's all said and done, and that's not all. When we last caught up with Phil Pecora, he was keeping his customers happy and waiting for new development to arrive at the former Air Force Base, where his restaurant is located. Almost 9 months later, guess what? He's still waiting, but he still hasn't lost hope.
For 9.5 years, the question we've always heard out here was, what are you doing out here out in the middle of nowhere? And for the last 3 months, I've become a real estate genius.
On Thursday, Pecora got one more reason to pat himself on the back when local officials and the developer RWO Acquisitions unveiled plans for roughly 560 acres of land the company bought on the former Air Force Base. The development will be called Withers Preserve, one of the first names given for that area.
So because of the old values that we're bringing back, it made sense to use the name Withers as part of our name.
Developers say about 300 of the acres will be mixed use, featuring retail stores, office space, hotels, townhomes, and single-family homes. We're told the rest of the property will be primarily residential, with a lot of surrounding park space.
What you're going to see is a great improvement in the quality of life on the south end of Myrtle Beach City, and also on the south end of the Grand Strand in its entirety.
RWO's chairman and CEO, Robert O'Neill, says the reason he decided to develop on the former Air Force Base is because he believes other infrastructure, including a new airport terminal and the adjacent Market Commons project, is on the way.
So it's rare to find something with all of the improvements in and being at a stage like this.
Of course, Pecora is keeping his fingers crossed.
The ribbon cuttings are really nice and they're really good for TV, but I want to see some equipment out here.
As for the Market Common project, which will include retail shops, housing, and entertainment venues, a developer we spoke with says the company should break ground sometime later this spring.
I'm Richard Green, and this is the Time Warner Cable News Break. A new 560-acre development on the former Air Force Base will be called Withers Preserve, a tribute to one of the first names that was given to the Myrtle Beach area. Governor Mark Sanford says he will most likely sign the late school start date bill into law.